A very good morning, everyone, and welcome to the Elite Webcast. We are super excited to have you here with us today to experience this brand new solution and app for your customers to truly immerse you, or them, sorry, with your business. My name is Callum, and joining me on the call today, our trusty Webcast team are all back together again. On the front end, lead consultant Lisa Alexander, our guiding expert in all things Miley. How are you doing?
Very good, thank you. Good morning, everybody.
And a quick shout out to the man in the machine room, keeping everything running smoothly. In the background, we've got Edwin Wildborough, our creative marketing executive, who actually designed and executed the My Elite brand, which I'm sure you all love as much as we do. So thank you, Edwin, for everything you do behind the scenes. You can't see him, but he is there making sure that me and Lisa can just chat and have a wonderful time, which is fantastic. Now, before we dive into the world of My Elite, we do have a little bit of housekeeping to take care of, the Q&A. So at the top of your Teams call, you'll see that there's a little Q&A button for you where you can submit your questions and we will answer them at the end. Today, you do also have the option to participate live in the Q&A. So we've got a little disclaimer there that if you do choose to come on mic, come on camera and have a little chat with me and Lisa, just please remember that you are being recorded throughout that. So please act like to be in a call on Channel 4. Please do not swear. Keep it PG. And that's what we're looking for. So you've got those options as we're going through today. Now, yeah, we did that. We're all ready with the Q&A. So Lisa, firstly, for those who weren't maybe privy, now I'll let you in a little secret. We did have a little My Elite VIP preview a couple of weeks ago. Now, if you weren't invited to that, you weren't privy to our little VIP webcast. Lisa, can you just tell us a little bit about what the driving force behind My Elite was?
Yeah, of course. So obviously at Elite, we knew we had Elite owners, and we knew we had some functionality, but we also knew we could do so much more. The art of what is possible has turned into a bit of a slogan, and it's a bit of a favourite of mine. So we recognise that obviously the leisure and the hospitality industry, their customer expectations are constantly growing and constantly getting higher, and people really just don't like to pick up the phone anymore. I mean, I know if I can do it on an app, I'm going to do it on an app. I don't want to pick up, I don't want to talk to people. If it's on an app, I'm good.
I'm with you.
So that's why we embarked on the My Elite journey. And it's really been a team effort. It's been really collaboration between all departments. We've taken customer feedback on board as well. And we've just added it all together and just a wee bit more as well, just to ensure that the functionality has aligned with the pain points that we've been told about, the pain points that we've all experienced by working on parks as well, because we've all been there. And I had some of this functionality when I was working on park. I know my life would have been a lot easier. We all know that we have some people that they come into the office and you think, oh, you're here again. So it's, it's really, we've really tried to bring it all together. And we're, so excited and so proud of My Elite.
Really unifying all of the different customer types, I think, as well through My Elite there. Yep. Everyone from owners to members. It's
all of them are there.
Very exciting, very, very exciting. Well, I tell you what, Lisa, we will come back to you in a little while. But for just now, I think we should get into it, take a look at My Elite, what it can do. And remember, everybody, if you've got your questions, pop them in that Q&A and we will see you in a few moments.
Good morning and thank you for joining us today. We're thrilled to be introducing My Elite, a cutting-edge app crafted to put full control into your hands, whether you're a customer or an operator. My Elite is designed to redefine how you manage owners, berth holders, rentals and holiday bookings, activities and so much more, all from one intuitive platform. Our journey today will reveal how My Elite can elevate your businesses. From configuration to branding, we'll walk through the seamless setup that tailors My Elite to precisely fit your needs, following the familiar patterns that you're used to from your Elite solution. Let's begin by diving into the app Setup dashboard, your central hub for configuration and customization. In your Elite solution, you will find this under My Elite Setup page. And here you will manage your default settings, control the switch on of My Elite, This page also gives you an immediate oversight of your notifications, your global payment setup, and permissions. Setting up permissions across modules is straightforward and fully navigatable from the app's top ribbon under Setup, allowing you to effortlessly configure each module. Auto-registration can also be configured, allowing different account setups based on customer type. So for instance, for my owners, I would like an account created every time a deal is completed, but I may not want the same for my bookings. I can also control what is available through my Elite and what is not. The setup page is where you will also handle your branding cards. And you can see that you can set up as many branding cards as you desire and interchange them per season perhaps. So you can see very simple setup and easy to manage. And these cards can be applied per park or marina level, allowing you to customize each location with its own branding, meaning that each can showcase its unique identity with its personalized logos and colors that your customers have become familiar with. So this leads us on to the next area of setup on your park or marina card. In this instance, I'm going to look at a park card. And if I scroll down to the bottom, I can see that I now have a My Elite Fast tab. So this is the next layer of control, allowing you to set up, as we've discussed earlier, a brand per park and payments per park as well. This is particularly useful for operators that need to reconcile transactions from the app per park. If you do not wish to set this up, however, My Elite will simply default to use the setup from My Elite Setup. Each park or marina card also has its own area to set up your channels for announcements and articles. An easy setup that allows you to control which customers are able to view what information, allowing you to market to the right audience. So you can see that I have an owner, membership, booking, rental and events, and activity, announcement and article channel. Now let's explore announcements and articles in a bit more detail. These are your go-to features for keeping guests informed and engaged. They're available to your audience, giving you the chance to upsell, inform and advise your customers at the touch of a button. So we'll first of all navigate to My Elite Announcements. And we'll just drill into one so we can see. You add your catchy message and description, and we have a type code here. This is how your announcements will be grouped within My Elite, which we'll have a look at later. You then have a topic code and a start date and an end date. You confirm whether this is to be published to the app, and also you have the option to send push notifications for your announcements also, and the option to promote it, meaning that when your guest logs into the app, they will see this straight away. You then have a title and your teaser, and you select your content type, which is either a URL or rich text. This example is rich text, so I have pre-filled with an image. And all I need to do to publish is go to my top ribbon, and I can either publish on its own or publish and notify if you're using push notifications at the same time. So a really easy process. Or perhaps there's an urgent weather warning that you need to get out and there's some information on the internet. All you need to do is simply paste your URL in and again publish or publish and notify. And within minutes you have notified hundreds of customers with either potential revenue opportunity or provided them with important information. Now let's have a look at creating lasting engagement. Articles in My Elite are just as flexible, but meant for long-term content. So if we just navigate to My Elite Articles, you can see that they are just as flexible, but are meant for more long-term content. You perhaps need to share your frequently asked questions, restaurant menus, or even your park rules. You can post articles that stay available to your audience for as long as you need them to, ensuring that you always have the information right where they need it and at their fingertips. You can simply unpromote an article when you no longer want this available within My Elite. Let's now log into My Elite and walk through the available functionality. I'm logged in today as a test account, therefore I can see all areas of the app. However, this would of course be managed depending on the customer and permissions set within your system. So if I first of all log into an owner, you can see that your owners are able to view any outstanding invoices, view and create statements based on their own filtering, and of course pay off individual invoices or on account using our secure payment gateways. So you can see self-serve is really the key here, reducing the calls and visits to the sales office to pay off your invoicing. The next area we can look at is that owners and berth holders are able to make bookings for their unit, viewing real-time availability and view existing bookings that they may have. Why not also display all items available that your stores and chandleries have to offer, with payment taken directly within the app and delivery dates requested, along with notes? You can open up a potential new revenue stream that you could tap into for your parks and marinas. Owners and berth holders are also able to report any maintenance issues that they have, along with supporting photos. You can also view my current jobs associated to my unit or berth, and I can add a job straight from my app. I give permission to enter the unit and I add a photo. You will now have a job complete with a photo straight into the maintenance job list within your Elite solution. Our new request feature takes communication to a whole new level. Guests can submit specific requests based on the setup within your Elite solution. This setup will also allow you to auto-create maintenance jobs and housekeeping jobs directly from a request, as well as triaging them in the appropriate manner. So whether it's a maintenance issue that's coming via request, a request for more pillows, or even a dinner reservation after browsing your menu, my request can handle that. So let's take the example of more pillows and make a request. I can add a supporting photo if I choose to, however, I can just submit, and this is now ready and in our EliteParks solution, ready to be triaged by your team. If we now take a look at document management, My Elite empowers guests to upload, view, and download their documentation, in this scenario a deal. However, document management has also been applied to bookings, memberships, and more. For example, document management could be used if a potential buyer visits your park or marina and needs to upload a proof of address. They can do so straight from within the app. You can then review the documents in EliteParks and ensure that nothing is misplaced, all while maintaining seamless communication with your customers. The checks and balances that are required for document management are still in place and nothing is overwritten. Articles and announcements are also available and can be used alongside the Owners module of My Elite. Based on the channels and the content that you have created within your Elite solution, My Elite will display this with the urgency or priority you have set. This is the part of the app where your own creativity really can shine through with how you would choose to use this powerful tool. If I now come back into our Elite solution, we are now able to view payments, jobs, requests and bookings that we have just made and created within My Elite. So if I first navigate to the end of day worksheet and filter on the part code that we have set in our Elite setup, you can see that all payments made through My Elite are stamped with the correct part code, ready to process in your normal way. You can now view bookings, any owner bookings that have been made through My Elite. So let's just look for the booking we've made. You can see this booking here. And I just want to show you that we've created a booking agent of My Elite, a booking agent code, and we would recommend doing something similar to allow you to have complete visibility and tracking of your owner bookings. And then if we look at our maintenance jobs, we'll be able to view the maintenance job we created within My Elite a couple of moments ago. See, here it has, complete with the full description and a type code of owner. Again, you can configure that to whatever goes with your business process, so that we have created a maintenance job ready to process just as normal. And then the final area to show you within the system are, of course, your pending requests. So pending Elite requests, and I can now manage and triage the requests I made. So just set these to descending order. You can see our request is here for more pillows. Anything that is red is sitting as an overdue status, which means it has to be dealt with. And you can see there's also a toggle for urgent. So depending on what you class the type code as urgent or not will depend on what is visible here. Again, it's all configurable within your own system. So if I drill into the request that we made, you can see that your comment is here. And we also have a space for internal comments should we wish to make any. We can now resolve, and depending on our setup will depend on what we are able to resolve this as. So we can create maintenance activities and housekeeping activities, as well as leads, deals, etc. If required, we can also make a point of sale payment, and we can go to the source record, which will take us directly to the customer card or the completed deal card. So in this case, I'm going to just resolve because we've dealt with just a status of done. But we, again, completely configurable within your own system. And we can now mark this request as completed. This functionality can even be used directly within EliteParks. Whether you're a new starter or a seasoned professional, handling guest requests, you can make this an easier process. This tool allows you to store all requests that a team may not quite know what to do with, but will need to capture the information and then be shown how to handle. So again, it's an important tool. We're now back in the app to take a look at the journey of a holiday guest using My Elite. A customer has made a booking and based on your setup is automatically sent a welcome email to register with My Elite. They have now gained access to manage their stay. From managing their booking to enhancing and booking up to stay again, My Elite makes it easy for your guests to personalise their experience while creating upsell opportunities for you. Allow your holiday guests to update their current booking information, to manage their own extras, to self-check in when they arrive, add any extra guests and vehicles, and of course make payment through our secure payment gateways, all with the added features that My Elite has. You may have activities that are available during your guest stay, and they are able to book these directly within My Elite also. You can select their park and the date range that they would like to choose an activity, then select the correct activity, their time, and then finally the amount of tickets they would like to book in. They will then be asked if they would like to provide any notes and will be given the opportunity to add names to the tickets. And then of course you have requests. For instance here, they could ask whether towels are offered at the leisure centre, but you could of course have that within the information section as an article. And then you also have documents where you can upload any vital information required for that particular activity. And then, of course, they can pay using secure payment gateways. The opportunity for upselling and cross-promotion within MyElite are as endless as your imagination. Let's take another look at the announcements and articles and follow the journey here. If we go back to our bookings, you can see here that we have offered a 25% discount as an announcement to guests on park for the restaurant this weekend. You have published and notified this request, and all guests that are checked in will receive a push notification. They then head to the article that you have preset within the bookings communication channel with a link directly to your restaurant menu. A request is then sent from MyElite straight to you, asking you to book a table for them using the discount code you have sent away. Right there, you have a record of who and how many have taken you up on the offer. You then send a personalised announcement about activities available during their stay, if they maybe want to book more activities. The list is endless. And then finally, you have created the most wonderful holiday experience for your guest, and they want to book again. What about a book before you leave announcement and notification? Your guest can then log into MyElite and make another booking before checking out by choosing their holiday category, the park, and selecting a date, a number of nights they wish to stay, number of guests, and any attributes that are associated. They will then see real-time availability and are able to view and then carry on with their booking, and then pay also using our secure gateways within the app. They'll be able to update extras if you have any available, and then again make payment. Perhaps then send in a request saying this is their book again discount. Let's not forget memberships within MyElite. You can see here, you're able to allow your members to view and manage their memberships. Your memberships are able to pay any outstanding invoices that they may have. And why not encourage requests to be used to upgrade their membership based on a targeted announcement through your membership channel. Thank you for your time today. I hope you have enjoyed our webinar on MyElite. And this is, of course, just the beginning. The app's potential is vast, offering unparalleled synergy between your business and customers. We're excited for you to explore all the ways MyElite will transform your operations and elevate your guest experiences.
Oh, how exciting. Thank you very much for walking us through MyElite there, Lisa. Lots and lots of exciting features and functionality coming along with this. Don't forget, if you do have any questions, you can submit them through the Q&A button at the top of the screen. Or if you want to join us on the call, you want to jump up, just raise your hand and we will bring you in to ask your question. Please remember, you are being recorded, so no swearing. We're not doing that today. We're not doing that today. I've got a couple of questions just while we're waiting on those coming through for you, Lisa. Sorry. There is so much functionality being introduced with MyElite. To make everyone's lives easier, customers and the operators. It's a real combo. But when you're going through the process of creating MyElite, was there one sort of functionality that you went, oh, that's the one, that's the winner?
Well, obviously all of it, but
well, naturally, that's not just one.
I think my favourite part is articles and announcements, because I feel, and I think when we were discussing what we should do with that, it really unifies everything together, and it puts kind of functionality maybe in people's hands that maybe they haven't had that functionality before. And like trying to walk it through, it is really easy to do as well. So yeah, I think that's the one that I can see it used in every single area of the app. I've tried to kind of put scenarios in place of how you can use it, but it really is like super easy, and it's within your kind of limits of what you can do with it.
Yes, and I will attest to how easy it is to set up. Actually, I've been doing my own setup in
Mm-hmm.
preparation for the whole season's conference next week, and very, very user-friendly, very easy to set up, considering I did not have any training on it. I just thought, I'll just give it a smash, see what happens. So nice and easy to use there. I think just to add to that, just from my own personal experience when we're talking about the functionality, for me, that document upload is, I don't want to use the word, but it's changing something. Maybe not, I don't want to say game because I hate game changing, but it definitely is enhancing what's going on. One of the previous operators that I used to work for, we had a lot of seasonal owners. So every year we went through this rigmarole of having to get all of that documentation every year as if they were brand new, and there was hundreds of them. It was a nightmare. So actually being able to go, can you just do that yourself?
Well, you can also
Much
send
better.
out the announcement to say it's that time, please upload, and you don't have to have that kind of coming in. You set what needs to be approved and uploaded for each particular kind of customer, and off it goes. Yeah, it is really good.
Much better. Hours of admin gone. What impact can you see the app having on a business?
Well, positive ones, I hope. Like that's kind of
don't want to talk about any negatives.
The aim is to make everybody's life easier and to unify. I think that's really what we want it to do, is to unify you with your customers and to provide that synergy, like to make sure that it's a seamless process, and that maybe putting functionality again into the hands of people that would have to rely on a third party to maybe do marketing for them. It's there, you can use it, to your own advantage, and off you go. So it really is the key, and we will continue to keep growing My Elite. It's not going to be a static thing. This is, like I said at the end of that, it's just beginning, but we really feel that we can still go places with it.
Yeah. Well, I'm glad you quoted the Spice Girls in there, that life will never be the same again. We hear a lot about white labeling when we've been talking about, I mean, what is it? What is a white label?
So white labeling in My Elite will basically allow you, in simple terms, because I'm not a techie, but it will allow you to have the fully functioning app of My Elite, but just rebranded as your own. Okay. So all the underlying technology remains exactly the same. However, you'll be able to customize your whole app, like your logos, your login, your branding elements, right from the word go, even when they downloading it off the App Store. So for all intents and purposes, to your customer, it looks like they're just downloading an app that you've designed, that you've created. It's your app. Yeah. So they wouldn't really necessarily know it was coming from My Elite. Again, that was a bit of feedback from before with Elite owners. Sometimes customers were finding it a little bit like, I've been asked to download this, who are Elite, what's this? So this gives you that opportunity basically to really make it your own.
So there is, from our customers' perspective, there'll be two options depending on what the business decides. They'll be able to take My Elite effectively off the shelf. So that would mean that their customers would go to the App Store, and download My Elite, or they would go and download My whatever they decide to call their app. Yeah. Amazing. Perfect.
Yeah. And that's when the journey would start. They would get their welcome email, but it would come from the customer, business, rather than us. Yeah.
Perfect. Not from us, from you, but not from you. Yeah. What options? Well, we spoke a couple about payment gateways. What options do we have for merchants?
So off the shelf, we have Stripe.
Yes.
We have Global Payments.
Yeah.
We have Opeo, SagePay, like whatever you call that. We have Token.io, and we have Moneris. So anything else we can obviously integrate to, but they are the ones that you could literally say today, yes, I want to use, and off we go. Did I say WorldPay and Global Pay? I did, didn't I?
I think you did, yeah.
I have to count them on my fingers so I don't forget.
I think you covered them all. I don't think there was any missing there. I think you did all right. Right, so we've got a couple of questions to get through today from our customers. I don't think anyone's brave enough to come on camera, but if you do change your mind, you can just raise that hand and we'll get you on here for a little chit chat.
Callum doesn't bite.
So this is quite an interesting one. So this customer, this business, has other businesses that are not on Elite.
Okay.
First of all, get them moved over. We'll look after them. Attractions, events, and restaurants. Can you explain how within the app we would still be able to unify those extra bits, those extra businesses, like the restaurant and stuff?
So do you mean that the customers are not within Elite?
Yes.
Or
Yeah.
yeah.
No, sorry.
Okay.
So the business isn't within Elite, so we can. I think they actually want to join us on the call to explain themselves. Here we go. Hi, Lucy. I think we'll just get you unmuted, and you'll be able to ask Lisa your question.
Right. Well, first of all, what a professional presentation. So thank you. I've never, most presentations are not this professional, so thank you. It's really great to see, and it looks very exciting. So we're a marketing team. So Pinewoods Holiday Park, our park is part of the Holcombe estate. Yep. So as well as Pinewoods, which is on Elite, and we manage the marketing side of that. We've also got, as I said, the Victoria, which is a hotel and restaurant, which is about 2 miles down the road. We've also got Holcombe Hall with a load of events and attractions. So they're all on their own system. So it's really just, I know you said you can link off, and obviously we use apps all the while, and you link off from your banking app or what have you, but just understanding where we can put those links. So for instance, on the what's on and what that customer journey looks like. So if they're on the what's on and then they link out, and then how do they then link back in? And that, so it's just really understanding a little bit more about that.
Sure. So if for instance you were saying what's on and it was in one of the areas that maybe isn't within Elite, but they can still book, for instance, like a restaurant, you would have your URL link, which would have to be hosted somewhere. So maybe that would come off the website or, however, and it would just maybe be information that they can link to, or it could be a journey that follows on to like an inquiry form off your website, or, it's really how you would manage it. So I think Callum's just brought up an article there. So your URL would be where you would want them to go, and you would paste that into your article or announcement. Articles are kind of the ones that you would probably use that for, because it remains there between the start and the end date. So they would click it off, they would go to that website or wherever you were sending them. And then really the journey is up to you at that point. They can either come back into My Elite and send a request to say, I had a look at your menu, I'd like to book a table for wherever today, please, or they can call you based on what you sort of send out in that announcement, or you can send them directly to an inquiry form on a website. So
yeah, great. That's how I thought it would work. But that's great. Thank you for explaining that. Lovely.
Thanks for joining us, Lucy.
I know.
No, it's great. We've got 3 people from the marketing team on here, so we're excited.
Thank you very much. Right, we'll move on to our next question there. So when is the rollout plan for My Elite, and is everything we've shown today, is it coming out in the first rollout? We're not waiting down the line for any of the functionality.
All there. It's all ready to go. We are absolutely ready to go. And that was really important. We wanted to make sure that everything was ready out the gate as soon as we announced that My Elite was ready. So yes, if the rollout plan has begun, we have people in that pipeline already. So if you do want to get in on that action, contact your account manager, and we'll be able to get that kind of, whether you want further questions, a demo, or however you want to go for it. It is all module by module. So have that conversation with your account manager and we can get going.
All ready to rock and roll.
All ready to go.
Ready there. That's very exciting. You mentioned uploading and supporting deal documents such as ID. At what point can a customer use My Elite, so like new business deals, so they're not quite an owner yet, but they're sort of in there?
So the functionality is there to potentially, if you did use that, so say for instance you had a pending customer that was looking to buy a unit or to come on park, to be an owner, and they needed to go away and provide you with that documentation, there is potential to create them as a customer, and then you can register them for My Elite. So they have that opportunity. That's obviously a customer basis, so about what you would then want them to be able to do within the app, whether it is purely just document upload, or whether you want them to maybe see your announcements and articles. You know, it really, that would be kind of how you would want that to be set up. But yes, that's kind of at the point. They do have to be a customer, but there is functionality there to absolutely do that. And then
Amazing.
Just to talk about the documents a little more, just to make it clear, deal documents haven't changed. That functionality in Elite has not been touched. It's still, you're still able to upload them onto My Elite, but we've also created periodic documents, which give that bit more flexibility. So that's the new functionality. So that's what's been applied to bookings, members, activities, and that gives start dates and end dates and bits and pieces. So deal documents is all safe. You can still continue to use that as normal.
Sweet though. Okay, next question. You mentioned that it can distinguish checked-in guest for those on park for those alerts. Can you distinguish customer groups target? I've got a couple of examples here. So we've got pre-arrival. We'll take that as a first one. If you want to talk about that, can we notify them their arrivals?
Out of the box, no.
Yeah.
Like as it stands, no. The start and end date for your notifications within My Elite is for when people are either an owner or they're on park during that start and end date. However, there is ways to start linking in your journeys through CRM with that kind of process. So like an example we walked through when we were looking at this was the bar, not the bar. I'm always thinking about the bar. The reception shuts in 15 minutes. Yes. So you send out to people, if you haven't already collected your keys, please collect them from the bar. See, that was where I was going with that.
Okay.
You know, things like that. If they haven't, it's after 4 o'clock, maybe an hour later, a notification through the journey. You haven't checked in yet. Yeah. So there is ways to set it up with using CRM and the journeys. Absolutely.
Cool, perfect. I think that'll probably answer the second sort of group. We're looking at debtors, which I assume is chasing people for sort of overdue payments. But I'm assuming that we could, all the site fees are issued on one day. I'm just as an example, at that same time that you've put them onto account, you notify all your owners.
Yeah, because the owner channel is there. Yeah, absolutely. Yeah.
Nice. Because it is that time of the year where we'll be getting ready to that. Can we add? Sorry, I was just reading the question. It's an internal question, so I think we're okay. Can we add a module to the app and Elite at the same time, such as activities? So they're wanting to go live with My Elite.
No, and the reason behind that is, for example, activities. There is a lot of setup required within Elite before you can out the button, switch your activities on, and once your setup's there within My Elite, it's good to go, it's ready. But you have to have the setup already done with your tickets and bits and pieces. So what we are saying is the implementation for My Elite for activities would follow after you're successfully implemented activities as a module. So
I guess you'd really want to do that.
You need to test and make sure that you're happy and it's all kind of solid before it goes out there. So that's what we've advised. That's the rollout plan. So everything that you see within My Elite is 100% available to you. Like, get in touch, get it kind of scheduled in. But we do ask that the module is already being used within Elite before we turn it on. But that's not to say as well that you can't start using My Elite and you just have that functionality turned off until you're ready to use it. So you can absolutely go a stage by stage if that makes you feel kind of more comfortable as well. Sometimes I know it's a big thing to then, we're going to let everybody submit meter readings now, but we've not done it before. So start small and then start rolling it out. We've all been there. We all know sometimes too much is too much, you know.
I do have a question about the costing model for the app, and my response to that would be that you will need to speak to your account manager. There are a lot of varying factors to take into account. So Please reach out to your account manager if you get any questions regarding implementation times and cost, because it will vary. I would love to tell you what it is, but it will depend. So just to confirm, we're talking about the CRM workflows, so we can use them we can link up the CRM workflows with the push notifications. Just looking for some clarifications on that.
Yeah.
Nice. That's gonna be so good. Someone's checking out that they setting it one day before checkout, but before you leave off are notified. Fantastic.
And that's where we'd really try to go with it. Like, everything is in your hands to kind of how you want to, pave the way forward for your business.
Mm-hmm. And just to follow on to, I know I only asked half a question earlier, which I've just realised when I've reread it again. So we've obviously it's rolled out, it's ready to go, ready to rock and roll. You can purchase it now, but there's going to be regular updates. Did you answer that second part of that question earlier, didn't you?
Updates. So there is updates.
Yeah.
So we are obviously constantly, as I said, it's not going to be a static kind of thing. We're not going to walk away and leave it. We'll take on feedback. It works really well. And if there's a pattern that we, see, then it will be added. We're always constantly looking to evolve the solutions. So it definitely won't sit stagnant. And when you either white label or you take My Elite out the box, any updates are automatically given to you. So that will always be included. The same as kind of your upgrade assurances and bits. You will have that within there. Yeah.
Perfect. Only got a couple more questions to go, Lisa. You're doing well. Then you can get to the bar. So talking of updates, will these generally take place overnight, as with most cloud-based software and apps? And yes. How long was the software tested before going live? How long have you been in the trenches, Lisa?
So we have been doing this since the beginning of June.
Okay.
So everything, and what we've been doing, like module by module kind of thing, it's been tested as soon as another release is, like a new bit of functionality is added. It's tested all the way through again. We've then added second pair, third pair of eyes to it to test, and it's been put through again. So we have been really putting it through its paces. We will add it if you do go ahead with it. We will add it to sandbox and production environments. You will be testing that it's set up correctly for yourself, essentially, that your customers are seeing exactly what you expect them to see. Your branding is what you would want it to be. You're happy with that. We've done all the kind of functionality testing in the background.
You need to go, does it look pretty and does it work?
Exactly.
Is all the information displaying where you want? I think we might be on the last question. Maybe. Are the contact preferences independent to My Elite, or are they affected by the contact preferences in EliteParks and EliteMarinas when sending out announcements and articles? So I'm assuming if we're looking at a contact booking card, for instance, where they've got the option for send an email, send and push notification, are they still within that?
Yes, so that comes from the contact, yeah.
Would there be an instance, this isn't part of the question, is there an instance where you'd be able to bypass their preferences?
I don't think so, no.
Okay.
I will double check, but
I don't think you should have to. Well,
no.
Unless there's a flood, everyone, get in your caravan. But...
Well, so we all know as well that some people turn their notifications off, and that's where kind of the idea of the promoted announcement was born, because then when they log in, it's right there at the top.
They're going to see it.
There's things like that in place, but if they've said that they don't want you to contact them, then
that's nasty of them.
Not really anything.
They should always be wanting your communications. Speaking from someone that's in all of your inboxes all of the time. I think we got all the questions. If there's any more, or anyone wants to join on, have a little chat with us like Lucy did.
Well, if there's any more as well, they can obviously always contact their account manager as well, and they can be absolutely happy to answer any more. No problem.
Yes. On that note then, if you've loved what you've seen, please reach out to your account manager or your Elite representative. They are all there and displayed ready for you. You can give them a little call, start that journey, get your personalised demos booked in, and you can see what it would look like for you guys as well. Thank you for your questions. we do appreciate you getting involved and putting us through our paces, and more importantly, taking the time out of your day to join us. We know you are incredibly busy, so we do appreciate that at all times. Do you have a couple of webcasts coming up to take us to the end of the year? Can you believe that that's even happening? We're coming to the end of the year, not even just the end of the webcast. Wednesday, the 27th of November, between 10 o'clock in the morning and 3:30 in the afternoon, we are looking at version 25, the webcast. Lisa's going, am I meant to be doing that? It's all right, Lisa, you're off the hook for that one. We are being joined by Mark Fordring for that. He's going to be taking us through all the enhancements and new functionalities that are going to be introduced in the next major release. We would really encourage more your super users within your business to be joining that call to have a look at that. Particularly if we're talking about there is a lot of new functionality there to support what's going on in My Elite as well. We're going to be running that in sort of like a drop-in session. So there'll be like a timetable of when you can drop in, which drop into the bits that are of interest to you, but they will be starting from 10 o'clock in the morning right through till 3:30. You don't need to stay with us the whole time, but please feel free to join in. We'll get a blanket and a cup of tea, make yourself nice and cozy for the day. And that is on the 27th of November. So look out for the communications on how to register for that. And then Tuesday, the 10th of December at 10 a.m, our final webcast of the year as it stands at the moment. We're joined by Becky Roberts. She'll be taking us through memberships. So we've done activities last week. If you need a copy of that webcast, well, you can pop over to our YouTube channel to get the replay on that. And any of our webcasts are put on our YouTube channel as well. And this webcast will be available for replay for you, I have to say shortly, soon, once we've had a chance to edit that and make it ready for you guys to see. But that will include the entirety of the webcast, all our chat, all our Q&A. You'll be able to view that in the coming days, and we'll get that out to you as well. Thank you very much once again for joining us today. From me, from Lisa, from Edwin, and the team at Elite Dynamics. Have a beautiful rest of your day, and we will see you all soon. Thank you very much.
Thank you. See you later. Bye.